Welcome to the Nativot Shalom Shir. We're going to continue our reading of the Nativot Shalom, studying of the Nativot Shalom on various aspects of Emunah. And I think the thrust of today's lesson, when we get to the end of it, is we learn how one can do muscle memory with regard to Emunah. So let's start reading what the Nativot Shalom says. This is part 3 of what we started a couple of weeks ago. And I have the screen on, share screen on as well. So he starts out, he says, Rambam. You have to explain the opinion of the Rambam, the Maimonides, Ki a mitzvah hi Emunah Peshuta lo chakirot. The mitzvah, the commandment that he enumerates as the first commandment of the Torah is Emunah. And what he means is simple, straight Emunah without any intellectual delving as to why I should or should not have Emunah. Just absolute, total belief in Hashem. Emunah Peshuta, as it's called, simple Emunah. Klichono Yud Gimel Karim Parsha Chalak. When the Rambam lists the 13 principles of faith, he lists them all separately. Ani Mamin, Emunah Shlema, B'Bias HaMashiach. Ani Mamin, Emunah Shlema, B'chulu B'chulu. 13 different things. Kavanas Hamusag Yediyah, Shekasu Rabbeinu, the attempt to the concept of knowing that Rabbeinu writes, Ainu Shamuna Tia Kol Kach Berura Uvehira Pchinas Yediyah. What he means is that the Emunah, the faith in God, should be so clear to you as if it's something that you know absolutely, as an absolute certainty. Shetia Emunah so below Pakpukim V'Spekos Adam Hayodeh B'Bir. It's the kind of Emunah without any kind of doubts. As a person, when a person knows something with total clarity. V'chein mashmos hakasuv, lashon hakasuv. This is what the pasuk says. Ve'rastech li b'emunah, I will betroth you to me with emunah, with faith. V'yadatu es Hashem, and you will know Hashem. She'emunah tiya ad kedei b'chinat yediyah. Emunah should be so strong that it reaches the level of knowing. Not just a question of belief, but a question of knowing. Not believing that there is a God, but knowing that there is a God. As it says in the Torah, Yadata hayom, you will know today, Vashevosa elav avecha, you should put on your heart, Ki Hashem hu Elokim, Vashmayim, you will know that God is the God in heavens above, Valhoretz mitachas, and the earth below. This knowledge that God is in charge, God created everything, should be upon your heart like an absolute certainty of knowing. When you have this kind of a knowledge, when you have a knowledge with clarity, it's like the sentence says, the pasuk says to Yeshayahu, it says, raise up your eyes, baro, and see, mi bara eila. Look around you outside, look around wherever you are, and ask yourself, who created these things? Mi bara eila. Lo nemar v'hevinu. And Yeshayahu doesn't say you will understand. Ela v'ra'u, you will see. You will see. You know, the old saying, seeing is believing. You see with yourself what God created, and that gives you Emunah Peshuta. Dainu bechinas re'iyah, through the aspect of seeing, shetachlis ki'ilu roa be'eino mamash. It's as if you see with your eyes specifically. Lafi sheniflos habriya, through the wonders of creation, roim es habore. Through the wonders of creation, you see the Creator. Zachinu od v'dorosenu. We will merit in our generations lirot Yehudim ko'elu. We will merit to see Jews like this. Shebechinas hamuna haya etzlam mamash kamo shiro b'eineim. At the level of their emunah, their faith in God, will be on the same level as somebody seeing something with their eyes. Niskayim b'hem, and it will be fulfilled with them. Kamoshin Amar Harabbat, as the Rabbi says, the Sefer Baal Nefesh Shara Kedusha, he says, Ata ben Adam, you, child of man, sim libcha, put on your heart, l'chol advorim u'ela, all these things. Ves einecha tivakeach, tivakeach v'tira, t'munas yitzarecha, omedet negdecha. Your eyes will understand and see the picture of your Creator who is standing before you. By looking at the works of Hashem, you'll understand, you'll see the picture of the Creator. And if this eludes your eyes, if it eludes the eyes of every living thing, don't despair, because hu nimtza b'levavos v'diga v'akshavos. If you'll see it, you should understand that as a Jew, you have this emunah, this faith in God, engraved in your heart, and it'll eventually be revealed through your thoughts. Then he goes on to say, L'chein kasev harambam, the Torah of Reish Hilchos Yisodei Torah, and therefore the Rambam writes in the beginning of his statement of what the foundations are of Torah, Yisod ha-Yisodos, the foundation of all foundations, the Yeda sheyesh sham matzui, to know that there is somebody who is causing things to happen, who caused things to happen. He's not talking about the aspect of doing a mitzvah as it may be, but to establish umagdir mahu yesod hayesodos, to enclose in you what is the secret of secrets. And what is the secret of secrets? Hainu she'emunah tia kol kach berura, that the emunah, the faith in God, shall be so clear to you, as if something you saw with your own eyes. Something you know something because you saw it with your eyes. The Sefer of Mitzvos, but in the Sefer of Mitzvos, Shemafarish Ofen Kiyum a mitzvah Rishona Shabbatorah, that explains how you fulfill the first mitzvah of the Torah. Iskar Lashon Emunah V'lo Yedea, the language of Emunah, faith, simple faith, Emunah Peshuta, is mentioned and not knowledge. Ki a mitzvah v'poel hu Emunah, because doing the mitzvah of showing Emunah in Hashem, that in fact is the work itself. The work that you're doing leads you to Emunah. You can answer the question of the Ramban, Nachmanides. Why is it necessary to count in the 613 commandments, the commandment of Emunah? Shehi Iker v'Shoresh Kol HaMitzvos. You don't have to count it separately because it's the foundation and it's the basis of any mitzvah, of all the mitzvahs, all the mitzvahs. And if it's missing, below kiyamoso, and you don't have a moon as you're doing the mitzvah, he doesn't say that not only is there not a mitzvah, it's like you're not a Jew at all. If you don't have a moon, you're not a Jew. As we say in the words of the Mechilta, Parshas B'Shalach, Kol hamamin baroeh, nemon ki'ilu mamin b'Hashem. Whoever believes in the shepherd, I think the shepherd here refers to Moshe Rabbeinu as the shepherd of Bnei Israel, or maybe it means to all the tzaddikim. So if you believe in Moshe Rabbeinu, then you're believing in Hashem, because Hashem, with regard to Moshe, Hashem spoke through the mouth of Moshe. Brono shel Moshe. I don't understand. He says, "Ma nafkamina? What difference does it make? Im be'emes mamim b'Hashem. If you believe in God, lamar nemar. Why does it have to say? Lamar nemar Allah. Why does it have to say about it? Kilu mamim v'misha omer v'hayolam. It's like somebody who said, and there will be the world. Harihu mamim be'emes. He believes in truth. Maybe chas v'shalom any mamin. If he doesn't believe Hashem and God, how can he be like somebody who's believing, who has emunah, if he doesn't believe in God? Therefore, habir, the mitzvah emunah Hashem. Therefore, the explanation of the commandment of having emunah in Hashem, in God, it's however he believes. Habir, the mitzvah emunah Hashem, he hayagia. The real way to have emunah in God is to reach a level where you are longing for emunah. You're asking Hashem to give you emunah. That's the most important part of doing the mitzvah. But somebody who believes without harnessing the power of emunah, that the natural power that is within him, if he's not able to harness the power of emunah, he hasn't fulfilled this mitzvah of emunah. In other words, he's saying that the way you fulfill the mitzvah of emunah is by doing the mitzvah, any mitzvah, and recognizing that the foundation of it is emunah. This is what our sages have said. Kol hamamin bara neman. Whoever believes in the shepherd, meaning shepherd Moshe Rabbeinu, is a real believer. So that's like he's brought himself up to a high level, to a level of having faith in the one who said, and let there be a world. That would be God. Having faith in God who said that, let there be a world. And it's also clear somebody who believes in God, because of this, we have to understand in a general way, as Tochan HaMitzvah Shel Emunas Hashem, the purpose of the mitzvah of Emunas Hashem, of belief in God, the Torah Achas Mitarik mitzvahs, as one of the 613 mitzvahs, 613 commandments. Shein HaKavanah L'Tzivui Al Etzem Hamuna. The intent of the Rambam in listing this as the first number one of Emunah, of the Taryag mitzvahs. He says it's not commanded, the commandment on Emunah itself, ki b'vadai zeh hamakor v'ashorish kol Torah. Emunah is the source and the root of the entire Torah. So what's it saying? El hatzivuhi al hayagiv b'emunah gam kishehu mamin. It means to achieve Emunah, even if you do believe, even if you are a believer. Because even if you are a believer, saying don't stop there, ask Hashem to have your Emunah be more clarified to you, to have more Emunah, to pray for Emunah. You have to ask Hashem to give you Emunah. Olor Mavur, Harikish, Huda Ovedas Atzmo, Inyan Emunah. If a person is Ovedi Atzmo, he's serving himself, he's working with the aspect of Emunah. He's trying to get more Emunah, V'chozer b'piv. And he repeats in his mouth. He repeats with his lips, with his words. Ani mamin, ani mamin, ani mamin, I believe. Mekayim zeb mitzvos emunas Hashem. A mitzvah rishon mitaryag mitzvos. By saying over and over and over again, you will have what I call is muscle memory of emunah. You have a muscle memory where you're saying over and over again, ani mamin, then you will have emunah. Yeah, which is the first commandment of the 613 commandments. As the Rabbi Melchovitz said, Amamar Chazal, that the words of our sages, they say, Techila Dina Shel Adam, after a person leaves this world, the first part of the judgment of that person, and the question they ask him, Nasata v'nasata b'emunah, did you deal in emunah? For all your dealings in emunah. Perush, what does that mean? Should surely know. So they ask this person, Kishem shebamekach abimkor. Just like in a business transaction, you're selling something and buying something. Mashkia adam kol kochosav. You harness all your powers. Umrutzu lahagil asako. You do all the best you can to grow your business. You're working hard to grow your business. So they're asking him, did you do the same with Emunah? Did you look for Emunah, put the effort into Emunah that you're putting in to grow your business? Yagia, reaching the level, reaching the level of Emunah, that's the main part of doing the mitzvah. Od Isa B'Torah Avos, B'Faresh HaPosuk. Also, Torah Avos explains the sentence in Tehillim Lamed Zayin 37. It says, Shachin Aretz Ra Emunah. Dwell in the land and see Emunah. See Emunah. Hainu Adas Shemagdilim Umadrishim Es Hamara. Just like you water your grass, you try to grow your grass, you try to grow food for your animals. Kadeshi is patmu habale chayim, yoter, to make sure there's enough food for your living animals, more and more. Mokain, therefore, similarly, sorich lefatem esra amuna shelo, you have to feed your own amuna. feed your own Emunah, that it should be stronger and have more strength. This is what the sentence means that we repeated in the previous shir. Shot through Bachutzos Yerushalayim, or go walk around the streets of Jerusalem and see if you can see somebody with Emunah. Im Timtsuish, if you find a person, Bechulu, and so on. Mavakesh Amin Emunah, find somebody who's looking for Emunah. And I will forgive them. Mavakesh Daiko, seeking specifically. Iraq Yagia Atzma Mavakesh Emunah. If only you bring yourself to seek Emunah. Zeh Ratzon Hashem, this is the will of God. Umakayim b'zeh mitzvos b'shleimos, and you will fulfill this mitzvah Emunah completely, just by asking Hashem to grant you Emunah, to help you with Emunah. Emunah hanoteh ba'adam, it's not hatfil, but the Emunah that is planted in a person naturally. If you don't have the Emunah Peshuta, you can't see it, you're not able to do this mitzvah. Who came to mitzvah Mila? This is what we find in the mitzvah of Mila, mitzvah of circumcision. The gam shenolad mohol chayiv lahatif minanu dam baris. That the moil, as he's doing the bris, has to have a small amount of blood during the bris. And like the foreskin of the flesh, similarly as the foreskin of your heart, you have to tear that foreskin away to be able to have Emunah. Nimtzat, it appears, it seems that anybody who's working to achieve Emunah, even though you're not yet at the level of having clarity of Emunah, mitzvah Emunah, you are able to fulfill this mitzvah of Emunah, Hashem, and to do the will of God, but mitzvah zu in this mitzvah. How? Who adas mama moras havakoris Mikovich, as he said, the Perush HaKosev, explaining what it says in the book of Yirmiyahu. He says, Avda Emunah v'nichrasa b'pihem. If you lose your Emunah, it's cut off from your lips. Masha Avdu Hamunah b'libam. That which you've lost Emunah in your hearts. It's because you've lost the Emunah in your mouths. You're not longing for Emunah. You're not repeating over and over and over again the aspect of Emunah. Ani mamin. And just the opposite. It says, I became a believer because I spoke. Since I am speaking. In other words, muscle memory, repeating, ani mamim. Since I am doing that, by speaking, the Emunah will return to my mouth. And through that, I will be able to achieve Emunah. In other words, it's a very active situation we have to work on. Just as we should ask Hashem to help us love Hashem, we should ask Hashem to help us have Emunah. We can't get there on our own. So you have to ask for Hashem's help. And if we but ask for Hashem's help, Hashem never turns us down. So Hashem will help us to get Emunah. And the goal is to have Emunah Peshuta. the clarity of your Emunah is so clear that no facts in the world can shake that Emunah. Your clarity of Emunah is beyond intellectual searching. It's a total clarity, and nothing can shake it. And that's what we need. And that's what I wish for all of us, that we should have Emunah Peshuta, just simple Emunah. Emunah, simple belief that there is a creator who created all that's around us and who in fact is actively involved in everything that goes on. And obviously you will see that there are things that go on that appear terrible in our eyes, horrible, like the massacre 2 weeks ago in Torah. How do you fit that into that? I don't know. The answer is, I don't know the ways of Hashem. I don't know why Hashem does things that he does. I don't know why so many people had to suffer and are still suffering. I don't have any answers. All I know that I have Emunah in Hashem, that Hashem created a world to do good to his creations. And even though I don't understand it, I truly believe that. And that's the Emunah Peshuta that we need to have. We need to have that simple Emunah. I'm going to turn off the recording now.